Alert! This is the moment so many seniors, retirees, disabled Americans, and veterans across the country have been waiting for. When it comes to Social Security and federal benefits, every announcement carries weight, because even the smallest changes to these programs ripple through millions of households. Now, with a brand new stimulus signal from the Federal Reserve and a confirmed pay rise for SSA, SSDI, SSI, and VA benefits in September 2025, the news is nothing short of historic. This isn't just a minor update, it's the kind of development that can shape the financial lives of seniors who rely on every dollar of their monthly checks to get by. If you've ever worried about whether your benefits would stretch to cover groceries, prescription drugs, or the rising costs of rent and utilities, then you need to pay close attention, because this September could bring a meaningful difference in your household budget. The first and most immediate piece of news concerns Social Security itself. Every year, benefits are adjusted to keep up with inflation through the mechanism known as the Cost of Living Adjustment, or COLA. For 2025, the increase is set at 2.7%, and it's now being applied to September payments. That means retirees, disabled individuals, SSI recipients, and veterans will all see a boost in their monthly checks. For the average retiree, that translates to around $50 more per month, or roughly $600 over the course of the year. While some may see this as modest, to seniors balancing tight budgets, $50 can be the difference between filling a prescription and skipping it, between buying fresh groceries and cutting corners, between paying the electric bill on time or falling behind. It is a reminder that every single increase has real, human consequences. But Social Security isn't just one program, it's a lifeline for different groups with unique needs. Disabled Americans under SSDI depend entirely on their monthly checks, and for many, it's their only income. An increase here provides a safety cushion against bills that never stop rising. SSI, which often serves the most vulnerable, those with the lowest incomes or disabilities, is also rising, providing additional support to people who often live below the poverty line. Veterans' benefits under VA programs are tied to similar adjustments, meaning those who served and sacrificed will not be left out of this financial update. This broad application across multiple programs makes September's update one of the most inclusive in recent years. Yet the Social Security increase is only one side of the story. The second part is the Federal Reserve's new announcement, which many are calling a form of stimulus. Unlike the direct checks that were distributed during the pandemic, this time the stimulus comes in the form of policy moves designed to lower interest rates, ease credit conditions, and stabilize household purchasing power. In practice, this means debt is less expensive to carry, loans are cheaper, and inflationary pressure is further controlled. Seniors may not see a check labeled stimulus in their mailbox, but they will feel the effects in their daily financial lives. Lower borrowing costs can ease the strain of medical debt, reduce interest payments on credit cards, and bring down mortgage burdens. By stabilizing the financial environment, the Fed's decision ensures that the Social Security increases going into effect aren't immediately eaten away by inflation. The timing of this dual update is striking. Seniors have endured years of financial strain since the pandemic, as inflation soared to highs not seen in decades. Even as inflation has cooled in 2024 and into 2025, prices remain significantly higher than they were before. Groceries cost more, rent is higher, healthcare expenses continue to climb, and utilities are stretching budgets thinner than ever. For retirees and disabled Americans on fixed incomes, these costs bite harder because there is little flexibility in their monthly budgets. A modest increase in Social Security paired with monetary policy shifts from the Fed may not solve every problem, but together they provide a measure of relief that is badly needed. Let's talk numbers in more detail, because that's what most seniors really want to know. How much more money will you actually see? For the average retired worker, benefits rise from around $1,900 to nearly $1,950 per month. Disabled workers receiving SSDI will see their average checks go from approximately $1,480 to about $1,520. SSI recipients, many of whom receive less than $1,000 monthly, will see the maximum individual benefit exceed $950. Veterans' disability compensation will increase in line with these adjustments, though exact amounts vary depending on service and disability ratings. When added up across the millions of people who receive these benefits, the total impact is massive, tens of billions of additional dollars flowing into seniors' pockets over the course of the year. Skeptics may ask whether this is enough. After all, $50 a month might not cover the rising cost of gas or a full grocery trip. And they're right, the increase doesn't erase the pain of inflation. But here's why it matters: without this adjustment, the gap between fixed incomes and rising costs would grow even wider. Every year that benefits don't rise with inflation is a year where seniors fall further behind. By tying benefits to inflation and reinforcing them with monetary policy support, the government is at least keeping seniors afloat, even if not propelling them forward at the speed many would like. Another common question that seniors are asking is whether direct stimulus checks are coming. At this time, there is no plan for checks like those distributed during the pandemic. The Fed's announcement should be seen as indirect stimulus rather than direct cash. That may disappoint some, but there is still reason for cautious optimism. By easing credit conditions and reducing interest rates, the Fed is working to protect the real-world value of the Social Security increases already happening. In plain terms, the government is trying to ensure that the $50 extra you're seeing in your check isn't canceled out by a $50 jump in your grocery bill. For many households, the challenge isn't just receiving more money, it's figuring out how to use it wisely. Financial advisors suggest treating the extra funds not as free spending cash, but as a buffer for essentials. Think about what expenses have strained you most over the past year. Was it medical costs, especially those not fully covered by Medicare? Was it groceries, as food prices remain stubbornly high? Or was it debt, which eats away at your limited budget month after month? Directing the additional funds toward these areas could help strengthen your financial stability in the months to come.
September's update also carries symbolic weight. Seniors often feel overlooked in the national conversation. Younger Americans dominated the headlines with student debt relief, housing challenges, and job market news. But this month sends a clear message: policymakers are paying attention to seniors too. By combining Social Security increase with broader economic policies designed to protect households, the government is signaling that retirees, disabled Americans, and veterans are not being left behind. That recognition matters just as much as the dollar themselves. Looking further ahead, the trajectory of inflation will determine whether more help is needed. If prices remain steady or decline, the current increase combined with the Fed's moves could bring real relief. But if inflation flares up again, pressure will mount for additional actions, whether through Congress approving new relief measures or the Fed intervening further. For now, September marked a turning point, but the story is not over. Seniors will need to keep a close eye on policy announcements in the months ahead. For retirees, September's check may feel like a small victory. For those on SSDI, it may feel like a step toward dignity in covering basic needs. For SSI recipients, it may mean the difference between living on the margins and having a sliver of breathing room. For veterans, it is a reminder that their service is not forgotten. Collectively, these increases remain unstuck while the economic system is complex. Its ultimate purpose is to serve the people who depend on it most. In the end, what matters is not just the percentages or the technical policy language, it's what these updates mean for daily life. It's the ability to go to the pharmacy and fill a prescription without worrying. It's having a bit more room to buy healthier groceries instead of cheaper, less nutritious option. It's not having to choose between heating your home in the winter and putting food on the table. These are the realities seniors face every day, and this September update is meant to ease those burdens, even if only slightly. So here is the bottom line: the Social Security pay raise is confirmed, the Fed's new stimulus policies are in motion, and millions of Americans are about to feel the effects. Whether you receive SSA, SSDI, SSI, or VA benefits, your check is increasing, and your financial environment is being stabilized to protect your purchasing power. It may not solve every challenge, but it's a step forward. For seniors across the nation, September tahun 2025 is not just another month on the calendar, it's a month of progress, relief, and renewed hope that the system is still working to support them. This is your alert, your update, and your reminder that even in difficult times, Meaningful changes are happening to help you.